I just got back from a date. I am so over this shit. So men do not play hard to get. Work is just so crazy. I'm just so busy. I am going to hold your hand when I say I just got back from a date. I am so over this shit. So we went to sushi. It was our 4th date. We have not kissed yet. And like, I'm thinking like, are we into this? Are we not into this? Like, what's happening? And most of the time I'm asking him a bunch of questions and I'm trying to keep the conversation engaged. And look, there's characteristics about him that were great. But then we get to the nightcap bar where we're having like a little after dinner drink. I just go, do you have any questions for me? Like, is there anything you want to ask? Is there like anything you want to know? I'm an open book. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know. Do you just have any questions that you want to ask? Just not really a question guy. Cool. Yeah. No, totally get it. Not a question guy. No worries. I'll just break my back carrying this conversation the rest of the night. Thanks so much. He also told me that if I died tomorrow, he wouldn't care.
I don't know if you saw the video I made about the guy who went on 4 dates with a woman and never made a move. I bring it up because I want you to notice something I said in that video. The woman always expects the man to make the first move. Look at how she herself says, "We're on the 4th date and we still haven't kissed. Are we doing this or not?" Brothers, a woman always expects a man to be a man. If a girl goes out with you more than twice, it's because she likes you. Between the 2nd and 3rd date, you can make your move, at least to kiss her. Another common mistake men make is not having anything to talk about. If you want to succeed on a date, you have to learn how to steer the conversation toward your interests. That way, she'll feel comfortable, but even more importantly, you will, because you're keeping control and setting the pace of the date. And that control is what will help you get what you're after. Maybe a kiss, maybe ending the night together.
Men do not play hard to get. Work is just so crazy. I'm just so busy. I am going to hold your hand when I say this, and you're going to want to save this video for later. I have been on dates with men who are actually busy, men with companies, men who are executives, and you know what they are excellent at? Prioritization and running their calendar. So you want to know the difference between the guy who is actually busy and the one who couldn't give a damn about you? I will tell you. The guy who is actually busy responds to your message and says, I have back-to-back meetings all day. Let me call you at 7 and we'll figure this out. He calls you at 7, you guys figure it out, and it's handled. But the guy who couldn't give a damn about you, there's no consistency. There's no follow through. He keeps telling you all the things that he wants to do, and then he sits on his ass and he does absolutely nothing about it. But the guy who actually follows through, don't get it twisted. He's not doing it for you. He's doing it because that's who the hell he is. That's how he built his life. That's how he earned his success. And how you do one thing is how you do everything. The guy who is genuinely busy might not always be available, but he will never leave you guessing where you two stand. And his actions reflect it. And the best part about dealing with men like this is they free up your mental space. You're in your feminine energy. You're on top of your shit. You're focused on your fitness, your business. One guy will move mountains for you, help you build an empire, looking the best you've ever looked. The other guy will have you on a first-class flight to the lowest point of your life, looking like a rat in New York City.
Stop it. Get some help.
All women want the winner. Now, the real question is, do they know how to keep that winner? She described both men well, but she said something key. I've gone out. Not, I'm going out. A man in love will always prioritize his woman. That's something we can agree on. But there are also men who have more options than you. And that's why they don't prioritize you or see you as that important. You're just another one. But here's the thing. Men who've worked their whole lives to get where they are don't want drama or tantrums. They want quality time. A sweet woman who shows love through acts of service. Not a woman who only asks, gives nothing in return, or is just as busy. That's why so many women stay in the I've gone out stage, but never become the woman that man ends up marrying.
Girls want to date an entrepreneur until they see what comes with being with an entrepreneur. You think for 1 second that dating an entrepreneur, especially one that is successful, means you get freedom? Take it from me. I'm sitting at the office of the entrepreneur right now. where he's getting 2 jobs for the price of one. He's 24/7, and I'm out here being 24/7 with him. When I started dating my fiance, he basically told me from the get-go, I want to end up with someone that supports me and my goals and my dreams. That's the one thing I'll never give up. I was like, oh, that sounds easy enough. No, I'm out here in the trenches. If you want to be with someone that's uber successful, you need to know that you will most likely come in a lot of seasons second to the business. And you need to be so okay with that, like so for real okay with that. You might even lose some friends over this because some of your friends will not be able to relate. If they're with someone that's in a 9 to 5 and you're with someone that's actively building a business, they will not understand your suffering. And let me tell you another thing. These guys have such high expectations of you. More than you have for yourself. As their partner, you need to level up. And the reason why is because there's going to be a lot of hard days. And you're going to be out there in the trenches with them as literally God's strongest soldier. Top of all of this, let's just add the fact that they love delayed gratification. So the moment they achieve their goal, they're going to kick the ball down the road and they're going to have another goal to achieve. It's never ending. So you just better get used to the cycle. I feel so blessed to be with someone that has goals and dreams and is so ambitious. I want him to achieve all those things and I want to be right there to support him. All I'm saying is, if you want to have a life of leisure, go find a man in finance, because I'm telling you right now, these guys, no, they're hardwired differently. The hunt is better than the kill. They're always on the chase. So best of luck to you out here because it's hard. It's hard out here.
My wife works 10x harder than me in my own business. She means the world to me, and all she asks for is Starbucks coffee every day. My wife chose to leave her career behind and support me in chasing our dream together. 8 years, for babies, and 14 rental properties. But retired me at 28 years old. Couldn't have done it without her. My wife does so much for my business, I couldn't do it without her. Very well said. Like these girls think it's all gifts and fun car, like no, where do you think they came from? The comments don't lie. There are plenty of men out there who are thankful for their woman. That means life partners who truly add value do exist. Women who make their home a place of peace. The truth is, many women say they want a winner, but they don't know how to keep him. They think just receiving is enough. But a man who's fought to build something isn't looking for a burden. He's looking for a refuge. If you want a high-value man to treat you like a queen, your role is to support him, take care of him, and be the woman who brings him peace in the middle of the chaos. The problem today is that many women choose feminist rhetoric and boss energy, thinking that being in a relationship means competing with the man instead of complimenting him. That's not how it works. A man of value doesn't stay where he doesn't find peace. If you want to be treated like a queen, learn how to qualify yourself with the king. Drizzle, drizzle.
Can someone tell me why dating in your 30s is so bad?
It's because you're in your 30s, love. You haven't got it anymore. It's not getting better. This is a map of just your overall value to other people in the dating market. The girl value starts off pretty high at 18, peaks at 22. That's the age that men of all ages prefer, is 22. And it just goes down pretty quick on the way to 30 and 40 and then stays low. You'll notice that there are 3 colors here. The men get 3 lines. We have privileges. This is for male physical attractiveness. Not a lot of women are really into 18-year-old boys. Some are, but most are not. So men peak in physical attractiveness at about age 27, and they start to decline too, just like women, but a couple years later. But also, women are interested in men for money, and men tend to accumulate money as they age, which gives men an extra boost. So this is their overall attractiveness. Like, this is when a guy is most physically attractive, and this is when he gets financially, like, probably at the top, around 40, somewhere around there, making him the most attractive as a dating partner, as someone to date, dating partner, at somewhere between 27 and the time that he gets as rich as he's going to get. So you are 30 and you're on the dating market, and you're probably dating men who feel that they want to find somebody, in the same part of the market as them. It's just rough in grown-up land.
I've thought about bringing videos like that to the channel. Maybe I'll try it in the future because they're really entertaining. Now, he's right. A woman's best age is between 18 and 28. During those 10 years, she has the greatest chance of finding a husband. After 30, the wall starts to take its toll, and the options begin to fade. The pool of candidates dries up. Men, on the other hand, are different. Unless he was born with good looks, a man has to work on several factors to increase his attractiveness, especially financial stability, which almost always comes after 27. That's why, from 27 to 45, he's at his peak, as long as he's put in the work. So men play with time, women don't.
A few days ago, I went on my first date in over 9 months, and I have some really interesting takeaways that I would like to share. For starters, I would like to say that the man that I went on this date with was objectively like everyone's definition of a 10 out of 10. Basically, the definition of every stereotypical modern day woman's ideal type. Above 6 foot, tattoos, makes 6 figures, nice car, owns his own place, you know how it goes. And I'll explain in a second why this is really relevant information. Now, I have nothing negative to say about this man. The date was great. It was like 3 hours long. He was a gentleman. Like, on paper, everything was perfect. But what I realized while on this date is something that I have known to be true like my entire adult life. Just because someone is like the most attractive person ever, just because someone has all of these things that look good on paper does not actually mean that you're going to be attracted to them. Again, I was like mesmerized by this man the entire time we were together. Like, I was just looking at him like, how are you even a real person? But I wasn't like attracted to him. There was nothing about his presence that was giving like, this is someone that you connect with really well. And this is why I have such a problem with dating apps. And I finally can understand now why they say that like 80% of women are going for the same 20% of guys. Because when I think about myself and my adult life so far, every single man that has been, I guess, like the most relevant, or every single man that I have been in some sort of relationship was not objectively attractive, like at all. In fact, if I had seen any of these men on a dating app, I would 1000% have swiped left. I'd also like to add that all of these men were men that I met in the wild, naturally, and there was just something about their energy that I connected with. And even when I did first meet them, I wasn't necessarily super attracted to them, but the more that I spoke to them, I obviously grew attracted to them.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Do you see why women don't even understand themselves? You say you're looking for the perfect man, part of that top 20%, a decent guy who, if things go somewhere, would give you a great life. But you don't like him because your mind's been messed up by the chads, men who bring nothing to the table. These guys won you over with smooth talk, used you, then moved on. That's what you liked. But the decent guy, you didn't feel anything for him. This woman is already 34 and still chasing Prince Charming, rejecting every man over the smallest thing. Even when she finds a good man, she looks for something wrong. The truth is, she doesn't know what she wants.
Women.
So then it makes me wonder how many women are swiping left on men that could actually be really, really good for them. Because let's be so for real, no one's going to be swiping right on someone that they see right away. And it isn't someone that their brain is like, ooh, I think this is attractive with. And it just made me realize, like, I'm not attracted to the 10 out of 10 men. Do I think they are attractive? Of course I do. I think anyone with eyes can think someone's attractive. But chances are the person that I'm actually going to be really attracted to, like on a soul level, isn't going to be like this model type looking man that most of us are swiping right on dating apps. And this is like why I just struggle so much getting behind this idea of intentional dating and like looking for a partner, because I know for a fact that my person is 100% probably not someone I would ever A, like find on an app, but B, swipe right on. Because I know that I'm attracted to someone's energy when I am interacting with them face to face without the pressure of it being a date. And granted, yes, you can do that on a dating app. Like you can match with someone and then text for a little bit and then meet in person and decide if there's a vibe there. But for someone like me who is deeply intuitive and sensitive to energy, it is extremely difficult to like know if you click with someone simply from swiping right on them and then having just like very surface level conversation over text. So the moral of the story here, I guess, is that like being attracted to someone is so much different than just like noticing that they're attractive. It's just crazy to think that when I'm on a dating app, I'm matching with people that are probably the people that I honestly would be turned off by if I were to meet them in real life. But because the way that dating apps work, like you look at someone's picture and you look at like a quick summary of some basic information about them. And then you have to decide in a split second whether or not you actually want to match with that person or not. Versus in real life, you get to see how someone interacts with other people. You get to see someone like in their natural habitat. You get to feel their energy without there being any added pressure. And again, it's just really frustrating how I know for a fact that the people that I probably would actually be really attracted to, like both physically, mentally, emotionally, are people that I would never think twice to swipe right on an app, because you just simply cannot read energy like that on an app, in my opinion.
Stop it. Get some help.
That's why I tell men they have to try. If you have a decent life, it's very possible that the woman you think is out of your league might actually be interested in you. On dating apps, both men and women go for the best of the best and swipe past people we might have considered in real life. The irony here is that she rejected the guy for being too handsome and perfect. It's funny to hear, because usually they're rejected for being unattractive. But women choose based on emotion, not reason. Then they get upset when the man tells them, "You chose him." And it's true, because when a good man shows up, they reject him. And that's why they hit the wall, because the wall doesn't forgive. Let's get started.
The other day, a man looked me in the face and said, "Aubrey, why are there so many single women like you in their 30s who complain about how awful it is to date, how bad the modern day dating pool is?" Because I'm a man, I'm single in my 30s, I have no kids, and I have so many options out here. You guys just have to, pick better men. And then he said something along the lines of relationships being a walk in the park or something like that. And I'm over here like, what park are you walking through? Because I'm trekking through Jurassic Park with a machete. I'm glad that you're strolling through Central Park enjoying the scenery, but women are out here fighting for our lives. Hey, in theory, I agree with you. Women should pick better men. But you want to know what that would require? That would require men to, be better. But I'm so glad that you're having a great time dating. I fear it's because you are in fact delusional, but hey, go off, King.
I'm sure that man never called her again, and rightfully so. If you're a man who's worked on his physique, finances, and presence, dating can feel like a game where you get to taste every flavor at the ice cream shop. But if you're operating at a lower level, it won't be nearly as sweet. The problem is that these women don't understand that good men do exist, but their unrealistic standards have pushed many of them out of the dating market. In the end, they trap themselves in a cycle where they only end up with chads who use them and then leave, until one day they crash into the wall. And as we all know, the wall doesn't forgive.
How old are you?
27.
Are you single?
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
I just haven't found the right person.
But what makes a man the right person to you?
I guess just someone who's like honest, nice, considerate.
Do you think that being single at 27 as a woman is a red flag?
It depends. I don't know. Everyone's different.
In your case,
No.
why wouldn't that be a red flag to all the men watching?
I don't know. I'm just still figuring out my life and what I want to do with it. I don't think relationships are the most important thing in life. Yes, they are important, but I also think it's important to figure out yourself first before you bring someone else into your life.
Do you see yourself getting married one day?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you're 27 now. So what's the latest you'd want to get married?
Married. It just depends on my life and where it goes. I mean, people get married at every age, so there's really no number for me. It's just when it feels right and it's the right person.
So you don't care if you were 50 or if you're 29?
No.
What I find amusing is that most women, when asked what they're looking for, describe the kind of man who could easily become their best friend, or the typical guy who ends up in the friend zone. But when you look at reality, they go for the guy who's basically the 666 of the apocalypse. 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, and a six-pack. The 666 from hell. Because they all describe the nice guy, but when you ask how many of them have actually dated someone like that, they all go silent. I hope this woman finds a man, because she's already 27, just 3 years away from hitting the wall. And the wall doesn't forgive.
A quick question. Where are we meeting the men that actually want to date and be in a relationship? Because it's not the dating apps. It's not. It's not the coffee shops. I've been trying that. I've been trying that for a while now. Definitely not the bars. Not at my age, because they're all like 21, 22. So they definitely don't want to be in a relationship. And I definitely do not want to be a cougar. Nothing wrong with that. Just not my type. I, again, tend to go about 8 to 10 years older than me. I found out even those don't want to date for a relationship. Even they are still figuring things out. Yeah, they are. So where are we meeting the ones that want to date and be in a relationship? That want to date to eventually get into a relationship? That are dating to see if we're compatible for a relationship, not other things. No. I need to know, because I have yet to find them. And I've been looking, so maybe I should stop looking. I don't know. But if you know, please let me know. Help your girl out. Where are we meeting the good men? Where are we meeting the men that actually want to be in a real relationship? Let me know.
From what I've heard, even Home Depot, women have gotten to the point of desperation. Dating apps have led them straight to the chads, men who bring nothing to the table in a relationship. These guys use them, play with them, and then move on. This shows what happens when the natural order of things is broken, when they were dyeing their hair crazy colors and attacking men just for approaching them. But in life, common sense always wins out. Now they're realizing that when men stop chasing them, they end up alone. And the worst part is, when they do come across a good man, they throw him away, just like what happened to the man in the next story.
I had 4 dates with a nice gal from Hinge, and I thought it went pretty well. But I guess it didn't go quite as well as I thought. I don't know. But I had our last date last night. I'm just kind of processing the entire experience a little bit. So, first date goes great. We just meet at a little burger place at like a halfway point, and it lasts about an hour and a half. Date number 2, I meet her around her place in Athens. She works at UGA, and she showed me around campus, as I've never been there before. She planned like a mini bowling skee ball event in a loft upstairs somewhere in downtown, which is really cool. Never done that before. And we had dinner. And, I walked back to the car because it went really well. It was a really great night. And she took my hand, was holding, my hand, which is great. I love that, taking charge. But at the end of the night, I said, because I could tell she's a respectable woman, I said, "Hey, can I kiss you?" And she said, "I'm not quite ready for that yet." And I was like, "Okay, not a problem." So before I could get home on my hour drive, she texted me back saying, "Hey, you were so cute, asking if you could kiss me. I'm just not quite ready for that yet, but I really wanted to." I said, "Okay, it's not a problem. It's really respectable of you. Not a big deal at all." Before the second date ended, I asked her one really deep question, which was what loyalty looked like to her. I liked her answer. But the next morning, she brought it up. She said, "Hey, I know you asked me what loyalty looked like last night. I just thought I'd let you know because I don't know if this is why you asked me or not, but I am only seeing you. I'm only interested in you, and you have my full attention." I was like, whoa, that's different. I told her, I said, "Look, I really appreciate you telling me that. I'm only talking to you too. Really looking forward to where this is going. I'm really excited about this. Cool. Plan date number 3. Date number 3, we go to Chili's and we go thrifting. Awesome experience. Loved every bit of it. Loved two different thrift shops, and the food was great. I had some deep conversation after the date, and honestly, I told her, I said, look, I know we already established we're only talking to each other. So don't feel like you need to do the same, but I'm going to delete Hinge on my end. It just feels like the right thing to do, just so I'm not distracted or anything else. And she says,
stop it. Get some help.
Here's my take on what I think happened. First off, I've said it many times, the man who shows too much hunger doesn't eat. Even if you feel a connection with a woman, you can't lay all your cards on the table. Mentioning the Hinge app? That wasn't necessary. Asking about loyalty? Brother, she's not your girl. She doesn't owe you anything. That kind of question is for 3 months in, when she's already hooked and wants you to take things to the next level. Third, and this is what killed the whole thing, asking, can I kiss you? What is that? The girl had already been on 2 great dates with you. The first was to get to know you, and the second had chemistry and excitement at full blast. She planned the date, it went great, and then you walk her to her car holding hands, probably with her giving off clear signs that she wanted you to kiss her. It's 1,000 times better to just make the move than to ask. Asking makes you look like a man with no experience. If you take both her hands, stop in front of her car, lock eyes, move your body closer, and slowly tilt your head in, she'll respond. And if she doesn't, no big deal. You're leading the moment, and every woman loves a man who makes her feel desired. I'll talk about the third date in the next.
that's cool. Hey, I'm not even looking at mine anyway. Okay. So I just want to let you know that. Then it brings me to yesterday, date 4. Another great date. Great day. She comes my way this time. And I take her to the mall. We go see the new Fantastic Four movie. We get a really good dinner at my favorite place. And went to Target to find a little thing back for her phone. Hang out like 6 hours. Another great experience. So this is why I'm puzzled, because we were planning the next date and everything else. Everything goes well. Last night I text her the time frames the skating rink near her, and she said, hey, I think Tuesday or Friday will work. I said, perfect. This morning I said, perfect, when I woke up, either time frame. And then around lunch, she texts me and she gives me like the Dear John letter, basically. She says, hey, I just want to let you know I really like our time together, but I'm just not quite getting the feeling I'd hope that I would have, which I respect. I know it's still very early, but I guess I'm just like confused. Does that make sense? Like, I'm just like confused. Like, she was just hanging all over me like I was Elvis Presley yesterday, and just like proud to be holding my hand, and just like it was this great experience. And then today is totally different. So everybody, I don't know, maybe she really thought about it, prayed about it like she said she did, and it just wasn't the connection she's looking for, and that's totally fine. But we're also in our mid-30s. So what are we looking for? I mean, I don't know. I'm not upset. It's just, I just feel like my problem is I invest too much of myself too early with people sometimes. And I think that was my problem again, actually. So here we are again. Hinge experience, though, I'll give it a B+. It could be a lot worse.
No matter if a woman is feminine or has masculine energy, whatever the case, what she wants is for you, as a man, to make her feel desired. You've had 4 dates, each lasting over an hour, and the last one was 6 hours long, and you still haven't made a single move. What were you expecting? For her to kiss you? It's better to get rejected for moving too fast after the second date than for moving too slow. Of course, that woman is sitting at home thinking, I don't know what else to do to get this guy's attention. I can picture her telling her friend, he's really sweet, but he hasn't even tried to kiss me. He's not making any moves. I don't think he's sexually attracted to me. He's not trying to kiss me or get close. She might not be ready to sleep with you, but she does want to know that you desire her, that there's sexual tension. I'm not saying you have to do all this on the first or even second date without a kiss, but by the third, there should at least be some kind of conversation or gesture. Because women like to feel desired by the man they're into. They like to know you're pursuing them, that you're taking the lead. 4 dates and nothing, man. She wasn't the problem. You were, for moving too slow. What do you all think?
You know what's something that I feel like nobody talks about that's really hard about dating in your 30s? I was just sitting here drinking my coffee on my break in between my shows and thinking about the fact that I'm 33. So more than likely, if you're around my age, are in your early 30s, you've seen multiple friends or family members who are around your same age go from dating somebody to being engaged to somebody to marrying somebody to being probably multiple years into marriage, maybe even potentially having kids with that person and having multiple kids and then being like in the depths of parenting with that person. And it's so challenging, especially if you have a lot of close friends that that you've seen go through these stages, to look at people's relationships and how strong they seem in different phases of life, and then how challenging their relationships become. So even people that you were like, oh, there are no red flags, they're super solid. Like, there's aspects where you're like, oh my God, like, does anybody actually like each other? Is anyone actually compatible? And I hope none of my friends see this and are offended by it. Well, there's a beat. But it is so hard to watch that and then be in the stage of life where you're like making some of those decisions that feel so heavy. Like when you're saying, okay, I don't see any red flags, but look at all these other people that didn't see any red flags and admit them now. It almost makes you second guess your choices. Not that any of this has anything to do with me or anything. No, but for real, I just was thinking about that, how it's so interesting and like maybe better to be naive, but also great to have life experience. It's a double-edged sword for sure.
Hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no.
What's truly sad isn't being single. It's when your only hobby is meddling in your friends' relationships. These are the kinds of friends a man needs to watch out for when he's in a relationship, because they're the first ones to give bad advice to your partner. That's why you sometimes see sudden changes in your girl overnight. Friends like these always see the negative in everything. Relationships, like any important project, require compromise, effort, and working together. From the outside, everything looks easy. But only those living under the same roof know what it really takes to keep a home and a relationship going. Meanwhile, many women who've already hit the wall and don't want to lose their party friends will try to keep their single friends single, because misery loves company.
Reasons why men are still single, after the age of 30. Listen the up. If he is still single after 30, there is a freaking reason. Probably not because he's just picky. For one, he wants a girlfriend. He does. He wants a girlfriend, but he does not want to put in any of the effort to do so. Or God forbid he needs to delete the roster. Number 2, which is a giant piss off, he thinks therapy is for the weak, but his communication is absolute shit. Like, sir, if anyone needs therapy, it's you. Number 3, he's chasing 22-year-olds or 20-year-olds or 21-year-olds. Baby girl, he is the problem. But not least, he almost dated someone amazing. Now, he either fucked it up, fucked her over, or just wasn't ready at the time. Then now he's freaking scared to try with any other amazing girl. Ladies, please send this to a man if he needs to see it. And fellas, if this hurt your feelings, it was probably meant for you.
Fuck up, you crazy bitch whore!
What's incredible is how much her face changes without makeup. All her reasons come down to him having something wrong. But when a woman hits 30, the story becomes that she's not settling, that there are no good men, that she has standards, or that she's looking for an accomplished man. All her reasons are external, but a man's reasons are always internal. What a logic she has.
Over 992,000 women filed for divorce in 2024. The stats have been updated. Typically, it's about a 1.5 to 2 year log of back data. So everything that happened in 2023, we have complete stats. But we don't have all the complete stats of 2024. But it just updated from 650,000 to 992,000 now that we are about halfway through the year. 992,000 women. I want you guys to understand this. Don't get your lives wrapped up in this. Now, the stats have updated for men also. 330,000 men filed for divorce in 2024. I don't know if this is going to climb even higher, but the stats are just insane. However, women filed for divorce 3 times the amount that men did. So that's crazy.
That's past crazy. Why is it happening? Pay attention. And if you look at 2020 to where we at now, It's deep. Does the core of the vows in the union with marriage have to be updated and acclimated to what type of people we are now? Let's think about that. When it's all said and done, those are some staggering numbers. And I wonder why in the 50s we was more together than we is 60, 70, 80 years later with more access to everything. Think about it.
Hey, bro. What? Oh my God!
Almost 1 million women versus just 330,000 men filing for divorce. That difference is no coincidence. It's a clear reflection of how today's laws encourage women to destroy marriage. It's not about love or happiness. It's about benefits, alimony, assets, and guaranteed custody. When the system rewards you for leaving your husband, the numbers don't lie. That's why I insist the laws need to change. If you break up a marriage before 5 years, you should leave with exactly what you came in with, nothing. If you were unfaithful, even worse, you don't deserve a single cent. And after 10 years, the split shouldn't be 50-50, but 30% for the one who chooses to leave. That way, people would be forced to honor their word, because a marriage vow shouldn't be a free pass to use a man like an ATM. And most importantly, the children should stay with whoever can truly provide stability, and in most cases, that's the father who's supporting the household.
I want to speak to the women out there, okay? Now look, you tell me if you think this is fair. I'm 40 years old. I married this woman when I was 33. After only knowing her 7 months, and no, I ain't getting no prenup or none of that, but she didn't have nothing. Me, I had a $1.5 million house in Hoover, Alabama. Me, I had the Mercedes in the driveway. I went to law school. I was the one up studying all them late nights. Didn't even know who this woman was back then, right? Now, you mean to tell me it took me 40 years to make all this, and this person who I've only known for 7 years, won't have of everything it took me 40 years to make? Now, I want to ask all the women, do you think that's fair? Do you think that is fair? Think of me as if I was your daddy or if I was your brother and you saw me studying all them nights. That was me at Emory all them nights studying. I didn't even know this woman. Now she won't half of what it took me 40 years to make. Well, I tell you, divorce sure ain't fair. I did everything the Bible tell you.
The Bible never said a man should be naive. As a lawyer, brother, the first thing you should have done was get a prenup. No one who spent 40 years building his life should lose half of it after just 7 years of marriage. That's why divorce is the third leading cause of male bankruptcy. The numbers speak for themselves. When there's a prenup, only 20% end in divorce, compared to 60% of those who don't sign one. The reason? When there's no easy access to your money, house, or pension, the motivation to leave just because disappears. The woman understands that if she breaks the commitment, she leaves with what she came in with. And that's exactly when, ironically, she actually fights for her marriage. A man who respects his work and his effort never enters into a contract without protecting himself. That's when he'll truly fight for his marriage. Brothers, don't get married. And if you do, get a prenup.
And let you know when I know if it's going to go through. Also, divorce. If you have been on the fence in any capacity of divorcing your husband, you're going to do it because after January 20th or whatever, he's going to want to outlaw no-fault divorce. And so we need to get divorced now, ladies, if there's any doubt in your mind. If you're in the LGBT...
Ain't no way in hell I'm leaving my man. I'm not here to judge anybody doing this 4B movement, but telling people to divorce their husbands is crazy. First of all, this is a type of movement that is never going to work if every woman in America is not on board. What's going to happen is that a handful of y'all are going to leave your husbands and end up miserable and alone while your husband is laid up with somebody new. I'm just pointing out the obvious. Like, I just seen a video and the lady was like, divorce your husbands immediately if you can. Scary amount of women on there that was like, yep, I've been telling everybody to divorce their husbands. And then she went on to tell people to poison, schmurder their husbands. Ma'am, you're advocating for schmurder. No one sees an issue with that. And then again, a scary amount of comments like, yep, yep, yep. Please educate me. I'm genuinely having a hard time wrapping my mind around what purpose is that serving. Now, me personally, I'm not married. I do have a man, a great man. Ain't no way on God's green earth I'm finna leave my man. Is you crazy? I'm genuinely having a hard time wrapping my mind around this concept. In a bigger picture, I really want to point out with this is anybody does have a husband worth divorcing or a man worth leaving. This is what it took for you to leave your man. People stick around for neglect, abuse, mistreatment, cheating, lying. Y'all stayed for that. But this is what it took for you to leave? Genuinely having a hard time grasping. Why do I need to leave my man? To prove a point to a government that is not going to give a fuck about us either way it goes. Y'all do realize that, right? I'm just saying. So if that makes me an enemy because I cannot get behind this, I guess I'm an enemy because I'm not leaving my man. The hell? The way man stands by me, supports me, lifts me up, and loves me in any way, shape, or form possible. I would literally be insane to leave my man. I don't care. Honestly, I'm not going to hold you. I really do feel bad for the men out there that are good men who are waking up today and they women is just like, sure, I'm gone, done. Because TikTok told me to. I really wish y'all would use this same energy to vote for your state reps, state's attorney, judges, things like that, that really is going to make a difference. I'm going to pray for y'all, though.
She missed the point. If you were thinking about divorce, it's going to get much harder if they get rid of no fault. And you may be stuck in a bad marriage. She's not saying leave a good one. I will not divorce my husband. He is a great man. He supports me, takes care of me when I'm sick, and that is a lot. We got married when I was 23 and had a stroke at 24. I told him to divorce me, and he said no. As a woman, I've lost no rights at all. 10 years with my new girl. Loving it. 0 fights. 3 kids. My ex single. Nobody wants that. Person shrugging. I moved on so fast too. Let's check back with her after January 20th. Person face palming. Her man definitely got a side. Lady face with tears of joy. No way can he tolerate this stupidity all the time. I broke up with my boyfriend on Wednesday. He doesn't like Trump, but I know he has friends who do. He won't stand up to them. I don't feel safe w them around. So I bounced. If men were calling men to do this, the women would lose their minds.
What? Like, I completely agree. Like, everything she said, especially vote for the people that are going to definitely make a difference. And ladies, like, hating men, I don't really think it's going to be the answer because literally 2 is so much better than 1, especially when you have somebody that's emotionally intelligent and logically intelligent. You see what I'm saying? That type of polarity is unstoppable. What I'm trying to say is if you have a good man, put him on your side and y'all go vote to, you see what I'm saying, your local officials, your mayors, your governors, you see what I'm saying, your state officials. That's where all the laws are passed in the first place. That's why I love what she said. You see what I'm saying? But yes, I'm not really buying all this hate speech. It sounds like a whole bunch of like hurt women. Like, I understand, like, you see what I'm saying, the concept, because this is some serious ish, like, don't get it misconstrued. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm all for like women like keeping their rights, but at the same time, don't spew hate towards the men that have no control over it. The elected officials do. You see what I'm saying? If anything, let's come together, you see what I'm saying, and vote in the directions, you see what I'm saying, the avenues that we can actually allocate some sort of change. You know what I mean? Because this is real right now. Like, this is nothing to play with. You see what I'm saying? Like, women getting their rights taken from them is nothing to play with right now. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is some real ish. But as far as like, you know what I mean? Like, ripping apart the relationships, especially quality relationships, based on what somebody else says, when that man is going to be the exact same man that's in your corner, I'm not riding with that. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this, ladies. Like, is it time to just leave y'all man? It's like, is this where you draw the line? Some girls on TikTok came out, see what I'm saying? They done ushered a new policy, which they always do all the time. You see what I'm saying? Even when Trump said he was going to build a wall and his ass never did it. You see what I'm saying? So stuff like that. They do a whole lot of talking, but I want to see where you walking. I want to see where all this action is actually going to be allocated and what avenues, you see what I'm saying, are going to actually open up and what, you see what I'm saying, what doors are going to close. With that being said, don't allow people to just like influence you right away. Draw your own opinions, ladies. And if this is where you draw the line, like, yo, hell yeah, I heard all the girls on TikTok saying they need to leave their husband now. It is about time. You see what I'm saying? Because if that's what it took, why are you really in love? You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, take your loved one, y'all draw hands, and y'all actually draw together and draw those votes and vote in the avenues that count.
First of all, a round of applause for this woman. Did you see the comments? So much hate. Some women were more aware, though. I missed the days when politics stayed in the private vote. Now it feels like a cult where you're either with them or against them. We're the same people. In the end, if someone attacks our nation, they won't care what side of the party you're on. And besides, your vote has nothing to do with your relationship. All this talk about rights is a fallacy. Women today have more rights than men. No one is oppressing them. But these women, who, by the way, are all single, go around alarming other women like the world's about to end. The worst part is, a lot of foolish women are divorcing their husbands over a law that hasn't even been passed, that hasn't even been signed into petition. But of course, they give up their stability over a rumor, then see the man they left with another woman and get mad at him. Brother, feminism is a mindset problem.
Women.
I was told not to speak about this, and honestly, it just makes me want to speak about this even more. And not because I want to talk crap or any of that kind of stuff. It's just, life is really hard to just keep it all in and not share it. And to be honest, yes, this is my second divorce. Yes, I'm 25 years old, and I know that's embarrassing. Like, that sounds embarrassing. Like, oh, you must be the problem. Oh my gosh, 25 and your second divorce? Yes, I am going through another divorce, and I am going to speak about it. Not going to share the reasons specifically why, because yes, the person does deserve privacy. But all I can say is that this is a very difficult time for me. This has been my lowest point ever. And I will never stay, even if I love a man. My kids will always come first, no matter what. I don't care. I don't care if we're married. And that decision that I made was really hard. It was like the hardest decision I had to make in my entire life. But I know that I made the right choice because JoJo deserves the best. Isaiah deserves the best. And I will continue to do that always. Now, it's not easy being a single mom again. And I say again because the first time I married, it backfired really fast, a week after to be exact, because cheaters will be cheaters, you know? And unfortunately, or actually I would say thankfully, I got pregnant and I have my JoJo now. The only problem is that just because you get married, it doesn't mean everything will be solved for you or everything's going to go great. Things don't always turn out the way you planned them to. And yeah, I got pregnant and I've been carrying the weight by myself with JoJo for the past, he's going to be 4. Although in my second marriage, I did receive like help for JoJo. I'm happy I have JoJo in my life because I don't have to go through this alone, but I am sad that I couldn't give JoJo a father figure. I am sad about it. I am. Now, Isaiah has a great father figure, and I'm so happy for that, but it's still unfortunate that I couldn't give both my children what they deserved. And there won't be a third. There won't be a third try. You know how they say, third time's a charm. No, I ain't doing that anymore. And I'm going to struggle for who knows how long until they're older and they're able to, be independent.
Damn! Brothers, this woman isn't even 25, and she's already been through 2 divorces. What happened to the value of family stability? The first one, according to her, was due to infidelity. It can happen, but the serious part is that she got married again, this time to a man who even agreed to raise another man's child, and still left him because she deserves to be happy. That's the problem today. Personal happiness above the kids, above the home, above everything else. They go on and on about how they do anything for their children, but when it comes down to it, they sacrifice nothing. 2 divorces before the age of 25 isn't bad luck. It's proof of a selfishness that destroys families. And then they wonder why society is the way it is.
But for now, I still have to continue to work very hard, and I still have to continue to be in this state co-parenting because that's where my second child was born and that's where his father is, and I have to stay here and I'm stuck regardless of my circumstances, and I have to constantly be trying to find new babysitters because they all quit. They all quit after like 2 weeks because I can't afford that much. So I'm constantly with fear that I might get fired at my job because this past month I've been late twice because my babysitters are so unreliable and they just quit. And this is going to be my life for who knows how many years until my kids go into school. I don't know, but they're still very young. So that's still going to continue for a long time. And not just that, but I don't have my family here. Like I miss my mom. I miss all of them, and they're in a different country. Like there's nothing I can do about it because I'm co-parenting and I have to stay here. But I also can't have the support of my soon to be ex-husband because if we want to do it the correct way and co-parent the right way, I have to keep to myself and I have to do things on my own. And I can't ask his family for help because that's his family. And the minute I decide to divorce him, which I'm in the process of doing right now, I can't receive help from his family. And it's unfortunate for me because I'm the loneliest I've ever been. I'm at the lowest financially too. I don't think my car will make it another winter here. It needs tires, it needs brakes, it needs a lot of things. And it's just a constant stress of thinking, shoot, are we going to make it this month? Like, and then on top of that, like just feeling all the weight. Anyways, this page is only about positivity. And the reason why I speak like a lot of positive stuff is because I've heard this saying that if you speak positive thoughts, you will feel positive. So that's why I speak positive things all the time, not because I feel good right now or because I just try to trick my brain into thinking everything's okay when honestly, like I'm not doing that okay.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Brothers, responsibility is kryptonite for women. She had a home, she had stability, and instead of focusing on improving it, she chose to run away. She already has 2 kids from different fathers. One man even agreed to be a stepdad, but not even that was enough for her to fight to keep the relationship from falling apart. The problem is, they never have a plan. They leave with the excuse of staying positive, as if repeating feel-good phrases would feed the kids or pay the rent. In life, emotions aren't enough. You need character. Dragging 2 children into this chaos because of your selfish decisions isn't bravery, it's irresponsibility.
Women.
Every day I feel worried, I feel stressed. And I know that there's bigger problems, like at least we're all alive and we're healthy, but it really is hard being a single mom again. But I know that at the end of the day, it's going to be worth it. And my kids will know that I chose them. And one day they're going to realize how hard I worked for them. And I also hope that they know how much I love them. So for that person who commented on my other post saying, like, oh, you left your second marriage because you were bored. That's not why I left. It's funny. That's funny. yeah, I was just so bored that I left, and now I'm in this situation, and I keep choosing the situation just because I don't want to be bored. Trust me. I am so grateful at the end of the day for what I have, and I'm so grateful that to know that there's still a few people in my life who care about me, and I will continue to use this platform to vent because at the end of the day, it's mainly just strangers. It's a safe space, right? We can just vent and no one really cares. I mean, except for the haters who come here and like talk crap to me, but whatever. I don't have to stay silent about all this. This is my journey and I will speak on it. And my married days are over. I don't have to stay silent anymore. If there's some truth that I want to share and it's my journey, I'm going to share it. And it is what it is. So if any of this makes you uncomfortable, then just exit out my page. Don't look at my stuff. That's how I feel today, and hopefully tomorrow's a better day. We will continue to try and stay positive because that's all we can do at this point, and hopefully life gets better, not just for me, but for my kids, because that's all that I care about. That is all I care about. Have a good day.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
A woman will never prioritize stability or her family over what she feels. Believing she will is ignoring her nature. It doesn't matter if the kids are left adrift, if they go hungry or face hardship. What she's really looking for is to escape responsibility. That's why so many end up ruined, buried in debt, because they make decisions based on emotion, never reason. Look at her, recording herself in her company's garage, wearing her uniform during work hours. Not only did she destroy her home, she's now digging her way to getting fired. All because she lives under the illusion that life can be fixed with positive energy instead of responsibility. She might think a third baby daddy will bring her stability, but the truth is, the stats are clear. After the first marriage, things only get worse. Responsibility, brothers, is kryptonite for women.
At what age do you decide you just don't care if you get married or have a boyfriend anymore? Because I'm so blessed. Like, life is so good. I literally am like, la 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 through life. And then a random thought will be like, well, you haven't had a boyfriend in 6 years. Girl, you're not going to be a young mom because you're not even married yet. And I'm like, shut up. Like, I wish those thoughts would just go away. And I'm thinking, like, do they ever go away? Or have I been conditioned as a little kid to want that my whole life? And now that's like what I think is missing. But like, I don't think it's missing, but it's like my thoughts too. The voices.
My friends who hate their boyfriends love to be like, you're so picky. Girl, I'm not picky. I just don't want to have to be like, he was nice to me today. Like, your screen time is up because you're Googling if you should break up with him or not, and you're looking at your pros and cons list on your notes app. Bring back notes to what it's supposed to be, manic thoughts and grocery lists. It's gonna be okay.
That woman who complains about being lonely is living in a fantasy. The mind always wants what it doesn't have. Once they've achieved financial stability, they start looking around and feeling that emptiness of having no one. At first, being single feels like freedom. Over time, it turns into isolation. But like the girl who refuses to lower her standards and thinks that just because her friend has issues in a relationship, it means they're unhappy, she forgets that there's another person involved, someone who feels and has emotions, and that not everything will always be perfect. Good relationships are built. Women who go through life searching for the perfect man end up alone because no one is perfect. The best relationships are formed over time by adapting to each other. But if she keeps chasing perfection, the wall will eventually catch up with her because the wall doesn't forgive.
Where you from?
Poland.
If I wanted to take you on a first date, what's the most I should spend on it?
It's never mine. I can go to McDonald's. Like, I can go for a walk. You can spend
Oh,
$0.
right.
It's about, again, respect, communication, the way how you treat me, and just if you are nice and put actually an effort to invite me somewhere, not me invite you.
So if we had chemistry and I said, hey, let's just hang out and go to the park together, you're fine with that?
Yes, 100%.
But why not a $400 first date at Nobu or Gecko?
Because it doesn't matter. For me, it doesn't matter. I don't want to see your money. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see you. If you
Yeah.
talk with me, like with respect, and you're interesting, like about me, myself, like, then that's fine. I don't need your money. I am not like like that. Like I'm cool with just walking with that person and just sitting somewhere and just talk. I prefer to talk.
So
It's about, I will add, rich heart, no rich wallet.
A round of applause for the father of these women. Most women from Eastern Europe tend to think this way. They believe that a man should court a woman. That's really the natural order. But they don't have this mindset like the women around here, where if you don't take them on some amazing date, they won't even consider going out with you. These women don't mind going on a simple coffee date, because what they really want is to get to know you. And that's what first dates are for, to see if there's chemistry, if you understand each other or feel a connection. After the first date, if you feel that chemistry with her and you like her, then I fully support any man who puts in effort on the second date, because if you want to win her over, you've got to make the most of your chance. But notice how she says, I'm just interested in getting to know you. I wish there were more women like that.
Honestly, the day these men accept to be simps, that's the day this economy will thrive. You want to get a cookie? You want to get that pum pum? You want to get that good? Be a simp. The moment you realize women love simpy men, that's the moment you'll start getting some pum pum. But you're too worried about what your homeboy has to say. And guess what? Your homeboy's not getting anything. Or guess what? Your homeboy's lying about not being a simp. Yeah, boy. Yeah, so be a simp today.
Stop it. Get some help.
I think scaring women about getting older is a tactic for them to have kids and reproduce, because now that I think about it, all of the happiest, most stylish, coolish, most confident women I know are in their 30s. Like at that point, you kind of stop caring a little bit. You know what looks good on you, so you have great style. You just stop caring. And I'm like, why am I scared about getting older when all of the coolest people I know are way older than me? Like, I'm trying to get like that. You make way more money. Like, yeah, I'm not going to feel bad about aging anymore.
You have to laugh. Simp men are everywhere. Believe me, a lot of them have never even seen a pom-pom in real life. I love seeing women describe what they supposedly want in a man, and then asking them if any of their exes or the guys they've slept with actually match that description. You'll see that none of them do, because they say they want one thing and go after the complete opposite. And now they come at us with the excuse that men scare them with the whole age thing. Come on. Who's the one bombarding them with surgeries, Botox, egg freezing, miracle creams, filters, and makeup? It's not us. It's them and the industry that sells them the idea that if they don't look 20, they're worthless. The truth is, a man values a more natural woman. But of course, it's easier to blame us than to admit the pressure comes from their own side. And meanwhile, surgeries in girls under 25 are skyrocketing, all because they keep buying into a lie they created themselves.
Women.
I don't care how single I feel. I don't care how lonely I'll ever get. I am not downloading a dating app, bro. It ain't happening. It's not happening. Will never be the dude or the person that's just swiping away, trying to find somebody to meet up on an app, online. Listen, I get it, right? I get it. You want to meet somebody. Everybody does. If we're being honest, everybody does. I had somebody ask me this the other day. You know, where I'm at right now. How do I feel about being single right now? Honestly, you know, there are days when I love being single and there are days when I hate it. If we're being truthful. But I'm not going to go get on a dating app and try to meet somebody just by some pictures that I see. Are we being for real? Dating is today, a lot of it is because of dating apps. A lot of it is because that people are getting instant gratification. People are trying to spark up a chemistry by looking at somebody's pictures or filtering through pictures online. They're making judgments and assumptions based off, oh, this guy looks weird, or this girl, she looks funny in her picture, so, you know, that she probably a weirdo. What are we doing, bro? We got to go back to the time where we gave people the benefit of the doubt. We got to go back to the time where we want to meet people in real life, where we want to spark up a conversation, where we want to, you know, happen to meet somebody organically. What happened to that? I will never get on a dating app. If you catch me on a dating app, it ain't looking too good.
He's right about one thing. Today, both men and women have inflated their standards on dating apps, rejecting people they'd actually consider in real life. The problem is that many are just sitting around waiting for love to fall from the sky. Unfortunately, if you're not part of the top 10% of guys with amazing genetics, then, like every man, you have to make a move to win a woman over. I'm just being realistic. If you're a man, you need to understand that dating apps are a tool, not a magic wand. If you're not putting yourself out there in real life, then at least learn to use the apps properly. Professional photos, a clear and direct bio, and a specific goal to get a date. Yes, women filter hard, but that's the game. The one who knows how to play it has the advantage. In the end, if you work all day and don't have time to socialize, these apps can be your way in. That's why you have to use them strategically to actually meet someone.
Girls think that they want to date a high value man until he starts calling you out for not taking responsibility, before he starts holding you accountable, before he has higher standards for you than you have for yourself. Everyone talks about, oh, date a high value man. This is what you do to have to attract a high value man. But I've never heard anyone talk about like actually dating a high value man takes a totally different kind of woman. Is not for the weak. I have other friends who are dating like very loving, very successful, perfectionist, ambitious men, and it is not for the weak.
Just as a social experiment, whenever I get asked these days, I tell people that I can't have kids rather than I don't want to have kids. And let me tell you something, the response has been chef's kiss. When I tell people that I don't want to have kids, I suddenly find myself in a discussion that I don't want to have. They'll be like, what if you change your mind and then it's too late? What if you grow old and then you don't have kids to look after you? What if you have so much time and money to do everything you want? That's not fair. You should have kids, definitely. But the weird thing is whenever you say you can't have kids, everyone goes like, next topic. And honestly, it's a life hack, okay? Try it.
It doesn't matter if you're a high-value man or just an average guy. We all want the same thing. A woman who cares for us, respects us, and treats us with love. Money doesn't change that need. It only changes your lifestyle. I learned that in marketing, it's not about attracting customers at any cost. It's about keeping the ones who are truly worth it. The problem is that many of these women know how to demand, but they don't know how to give back. They want a provider, a man who makes 6 figures, is tall, attractive, protective, but when that man asks for something in return, they play the victim, scream oppressor, and pull out the feminist script to avoid doing their part. They want the benefits of a traditional marriage without bringing what makes a wife valuable. And to the woman who says she can't have kids, what can I say, brother? I think she's already living a pretty sad life behind the wall. As we all know, the wall doesn't forgive. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think about women who say men should be simps? Why do you think there are so many single women in their 30s? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.